I want to first and foremost say thank you to everybody who comes and watches the videos. Seriously, you guys are all amazing. And I wanted to say another thing. Make sure you follow me on Twitter because that's where we do all of our illustrious giveaways. We just gave away a copy of Neo: The World Ends With You. And today we are going to be giving away a copy, or at least the post is going to be giving away a copy of Monster Hunter Stories 2 on the Nintendo Switch. So if you want to win some stuff, make sure you subscribe, like this video, share it, and follow me on Twitter so you can get in on free games here on PlayerEssence. Let's go. Now, anyway, what's good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome to another video of mine. And man, I'm having a lot of fun discussing video games with you guys. Like, seriously, like, you guys are the best community out there. But we need to get to the topic at hand. And the topic at hand are two different things. We've got something that I've probably never seen before on the Nintendo Switch at this point. We are seeing something when it comes to a port. A port. And what is going on Amazon that is very irregular to this. Now, there might have been some, and we're not talking about dual releases like The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild or anything like that. Maybe Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. That might be the only other thing. But right now at this point, with The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD, I did a report on this game in terms of how well it was doing. It's already the second best-selling game of 2021 so far on Amazon, and right now at this point it's still the #1 game on Amazon in terms of new releases. But it doesn't just stop there. Apparently there was a restock, a big restock of the Legend of Zelda and Loftwing amiibo for Skyward Sword, and that shot its way all the way up to #2, and there are also people that are selling it scalped for around $60 as well. Apparently people are picking up those as well. Then in at #3 when it comes to hot releases is the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons, which also got a pretty substantial restock, or a big enough restock to shoot it all the way up. So when people talk about there wasn't a big anniversary for The Legend of Zelda this year, I guess, but maybe consumers are thinking they're going to put together their own big anniversary party, and it starts with Skyward Sword on the Nintendo Switch, along with the Zelda amiibo and these Joy-Cons as well. I've never seen 3 different items from one particular thing Nintendo's doing all at the top, and it's not just games. I've seen games before where we see like Mario, or we see Zelda, we see Mario Kart and stuff like that, but to have 2 accessories pertaining to what Nintendo's doing with a singular game at the top of the new releases, I just haven't seen that. Now also, if you head all the way over to Japan, Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, 2 straight weeks in a row, the top of the sales charts. I didn't talk about it too much in my live streams either, but I did want to mention that. And that's also something that I haven't really seen too much before outside of Breath of the Wild, maybe. That was at the top there, but 3D Zelda never usually stays too long at the top of the charts normally for Nintendo. Previously, like on different systems, right? Even like with the 3DS, or even with the other systems, like you just didn't see it. But it seems like there's something with this Nintendo Switch system, there's something with Skyward Sword that is drawing so many more people to purchase this game that probably didn't play it before. And I'm guessing, personally, I'm just guessing that most people obviously didn't get a chance to play the game or didn't buy the game on Wii U, but also they saw the options for the game. I really think button controls was something that this game desperately needed, and it's bringing so many more people in, disabled people who necessarily can't swing their arm like that to play, or have certain defects in terms to where they can't play it that way. I've actually had a number of people reach out to say, hey, with my certain muscle condition, I can't really be swinging the Joy-Cons like that. So I'm so happy now I can play this game because I couldn't have played it on the Wii. So if you're looking at it overall, and even just with the Amazon sales charts, just in general, the Switch is just absolutely killing it. If you go down the board here, it is definitely a Switch summer so far. Mario Golf, Ace Attorney, which I'm very surprised, and probably not too surprised, but it's just surprising and a good type of surprising, right? To see a game like Ace Attorney in the top sales charts. It's actually the third best-selling game if you exclude accessories there. And another thing that I'm very happy to talk about here, Neo, The World Ends With You, also doing very well too. It's the number 4 base game on Amazon right now with new releases. And you also have a Switch Lite too that's in there. So people are just picking up Switches, picking up Switch Lite, picking up all that type of stuff. And even if you go a little bit further down, Neo, The World Ends With You on the PlayStation 4 is also still in the top 10 there just for games. So that's also very good. It's good to see that these games are doing well. It's good to see that people can go out there and pick up all sorts of cool stuff kind of coming up. But like I said, the craziest thing, something that I haven't really seen before, is if you go back up to the top there with The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD. This game not being a brand new Zelda game, being a port of a game, but the Zelda Fever, the 35th anniversary. That's why I've been saying here, guys, like Skyward Sword was already going to do really well. Like I made multiple videos saying like, hey, this game is going to probably outsell the Wii version very quickly. So I think that we're going to get those numbers probably this week, or we're going to get them next week. I know it's coming up pretty soon here. Nintendo has their financials that they're going to talk about, and we're probably going to hear that Skyward Sword sold at least a minimum of, I would say, 2 million copies or right around that. So that would already be 50% plus to what the Wii version already did, and we're just getting going here when it comes to the sales of the game because it came out in mid-July. So crazy stuff to see that. Crazy to see all of the different accessories all bundled up in there at the top with The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD. And like I stated in my previous video, if you didn't see that, the fact that this game is already the second best-selling game on Amazon for the year, which Amazon, if you guys are wondering why I focus on that, Amazon just sells an incredible amount of games. Plus, I have a source of someone who works in a distribution center, but Amazon sells an incredible amount of games. And the fact that if you have a game that's doing consistently well on Amazon, it almost always translates out to that game selling multiple millions of copies or selling 1 million copies plus. And we're seeing that, right? We saw that with Monster Hunter Stories 2. Capcom came out and said that that game is over 1 million units. We know it had a big debut in Japan and it's still continuing to sell over 1 million units and everything. And right here on Amazon, it's still in the top 10. It's still one of the top selling games. And that corresponds to what Capcom is saying there. So very good to see that. And like I said, something that I really haven't seen before when it comes to a port, especially like a HD port of a game. It's kind of just dominating the charts right now and really becoming a system seller because the Switch is the top system sold. Obviously, Switch Lite, one of the top systems sold. So it's actually moving a lot of hardware, helping to move hardware more along with some of the other stuff that's coming out too. So pretty impressive there. But what are your thoughts on this, guys, when it comes to The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword and the performance of this game, along with the amiibo and the Joy-Cons and everything else here? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the next topic here. It looks like a major RPG franchise is coming to the Nintendo Switch finally from Bandai Namco, and this is something that I definitely wanted to talk about because I made a video recently saying how Bandai Namco probably regrets not putting Scarlet Nexus on the Nintendo Switch because they've been behind and they've continued to be behind, but they're trying desperately to catch up, and this pretty much just shows what I've been saying. This is going to be, if they announce it this year, the third RPG announcement from previous games that have came over to other systems for the Switch. So the ESRB has rated .hack GU last recode for the platform. So the Entertainment Software Ratings Board has rated that game. Now, .hack GU last recode first launched for the PlayStation 4 and PC via Steam back in November 2017. And I remember playing the game and enjoying it, and then Bandai Namco comes in with a copyright claim, and I'm like, I'm not shipping this game anymore. But it is a very good game. Now, it includes .hack GU Volume 1 Rebirth, Volume 2 Reminisce, Volume 3 Redemption, and the newly developed Volume 4 Reconnection. So this is a huge type of RPG, a huge announcement because there is a lot of games there. They all kind of connect. You have that little save file thing that you can do with it. So this is pretty big when it comes to legendary RPG series out there. The .hack series was just so beloved on the PlayStation 2. And it was a big deal when it came out on the PlayStation 4 and PC. Heck, I went out there and bought a copy as well. The Switch version of the game has yet to officially be announced, but Bandai Namco did pay for a ESRB rating. That is a fact. It was nobody else but Bandai Namco paying for that rating, because you do have to pay to get it listed on there. So I'm almost positive that this will be happening. Now, let's go over just a little bit about this game if you don't know about it. Log back into .hack GU Trilogy and return to the world as Haseo tracks down Tri-Edge and .hack GU Last Recode, now with enhanced graphics, improved gameplay, and brand new modes. Now, the collection includes all 3 original .hack GU titles that are all fully restored and remastered, as well as an all-new exclusive 4th volume .hack GU reconnection. And the key features: 15 years of .hack, celebrate the 15th anniversary of the beloved global cross-media franchise that first released in 2002. And I'm pretty sure that, that's not 15 years anymore. It's been more than 15 years now, now that we're all the way in 2021. But at the time that they were talking about this, fully restored, graphically enhanced gameplay, cutscenes down in 1080p, 6 frames per second, improved system features, enhanced battle balance, gotta have that battle balance, and game pacing to provide an optimal experience for new and old fans alike. And I have to agree, I played these games back on the PS2 and I thought they were great, and I played the remaster on the PlayStation 4 and I thought that it was even better. It was very good to go back into these games. I love when they do these remasters like this. To me, it's just a lot more fun than actually just playing it on the old hardware, like when they actually remaster it and make the frame rate better and make it nice. I love that. So this would be a big release for the Switch, and I'm hoping it gets announced soon. I'm guessing it's going to be at the rumored Nintendo Direct that's going down in September. It's just a rumor, but Nintendo usually has their big directs in September, so I'm guessing this will be one of those titles. By then, around that time, Ni no Kuni 2 is coming out, and I know there's going to be Dragon Ball Z as well, so the Kakarot game. So both of those games are going to be closer to be out or almost out, so I think that it's going to clear the way for them to announce this game. And then I think you're going to just see a flood more at the very end in terms of announcements with 2021. And then in 2022, I think Bandai Namco brings out 4 or 5 or announces 4 or 5 different Switch games, all previous titles that didn't come over or weren't on the Switch, and they're just trying to catch up desperately. So I'll make another video talking about this when it comes to Bandai Namco. If you didn't see it, make sure you check out my previous one, but I'll talk about what they're doing and kind of what it's going to take and how they're going to approach probably the next gen Nintendo Switch as well, because I think there's a lot to be said there. But what are your thoughts on this, guys, when it comes to both topics today? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Check out the links in the description. We've got Twitter. Go and give us a follow on there. Stay up to date on all the latest gaming news and information. Also, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you can. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you for the next one. Peace.